This is for people who are trying to improve on various performance-driven pursuits, and some examples are business, sales, marketing, speaking, teaching, coaching, training, sports, physical training, body aesthetics, performing arts, and trying to improve on something, okay, it does not necessarily mean that you are trying to compete and to become better than someone. It can mean that, but it can also mean just improving and just being better than your previous self. And if you're on this journey whereby you are working on improving on something that is performance driven, okay, at some point you may find that progress becomes inconsistent despite the effort being there. The results, they actually do fluctuate, and sometimes you may even regress. Okay, and why does that happen? You may find that you may hear people say that, okay, you are doing things right and you are doing the right things, but something feels off. And the truth is, me myself, I went through uh, something like this in my own journey with both dance and physical training. So, myself, my performance-driven pursuits are actually dance and physical training. And I started off with sports, and that was another performance-driven pursuit, that was canoeing, the kind that is competitive at the inter-school level at junior college. And I ended up with multiple overuse injuries, especially a right knee issue that stayed with me for many years, since 2009. And even after surgery, after rehab, I was never consistently pain-free. So I actually had another pain, uh, body pain solution related video like this that I posted sometime earlier, which those who are interested, you can actually check it out. So my point is, when I moved into dance during my university years, okay, that was after my JC ended, after going through army. Okay, I'm a little bit fortunate. Okay, the surgery and the physio that I went through, they were covered. Okay, not everyone is as fortunate as me, and a lot of people would have spent quite a lot of money. So I was kind of fortunate, but uh, still, I still have those limitations that I had to work around. Even though I'm still really grateful that I'm able to go into dance and to be in a position to work around limitations rather than just avoiding any physical activity altogether. And when I started dancing, I leaned more into controlled movements and avoided certain techniques, especially those that heavily involved my lower body. And over time, it started to feel like my creative potential was being limited by something that I could not fully resolve. Yeah. So I did what most people would do. I trained more, went deeper into exercise rehab. I learned more uh, about movement. I went for courses, and then later on, I even worked in the gym, and I also learned and applied some of the more advanced physical methods that focus on sensory receptors. And a lot of those are really helpful. I got better, but the issues never fully went away. At some point, I realized that it was not just physical anymore. So I started exploring beyond that. Things like energy work. I'm referring to vibrational energy work. Some call it mystical healing, some classify it as pseudoscience. Yeah. I mean, yeah, there are all kinds of terms that people give it. But then apart from that, I also go into deeper psychological patterns, how past experiences were influencing my body and performance. And that's actually when things got pretty interesting. I started seeing breakthroughs, but also inconsistency. My body would change faster than I could adapt. But over time, I learned how to stabilize that. And when things became more consistent again, I naturally became more engaged in dance. That's when I realized something I did not expect. So dance had been helping me all along, actually, not just physically, but in how it integrated everything internally. And even more interesting, the deeper work I was trying to learn consciously, like energy work and internal alignment, these are things that I had already been doing through dance without realizing it. It just did not have a conceptual framework back then. I was doing something physically, actually. I was applying something without being conscientious of the concept, without putting down a framework. But the difference now is that I can access those same processes both physically and non-physically. Non-physically, which is through the conceptual framework. And that's actually what made my progress a lot more consistent without the same level of physical strain as before. Prior to that, even though when I continued to pursue dance, there was a period of time whereby I was doing well. I was able to progress in both physical training and dance, but it felt really overwhelming, juggling between both. Like the dance class that I went through, it falls on certain day, and then there are certain days that if I choose to do dance practice on top of this weekly dance class, and then on top of that I have weight training, resistance training, heavy training, where at the gym that I work at. So overall, there's quite a lot of physical strain on me. And even though the dance helped me to assess this internal alignment, this internal integration to allow me to overall continue to perform well in both the dance itself and in weight training. Okay. But there was just too much physical strain on me. Yeah. So now I'm really grateful that I'm able to access that same internal alignment state. And uh, if if let's say in the event that I feel physically tired and overwhelmed, I'm able to assess that uh, with mental frameworks and imageries. So that actually puts less strain on me physically. And the most important thing is um, it really clicked for me. It is not just about improving one area, it's about how everything within me works together. Okay, the same applies for everyone else. And once that start coming together, okay, how everything works together, uh, physical training, how it gives me that the physical conditioning, the strength and stamina to allow me to perform perform dance a lot more smoothly. But at the same time, the dance when I bring my dance to the next level, I am able to access that internally aligned state to allow me to also weight train better. So that it's sort of like there's some form of alignment there. Yeah. Do you see that? So I hope that in whatever performance driven pursuits that you are into, that you are able to see how these different things align so that you do not see these different things that you pursue as competing for each other. You do not see them as taking up your resources. If you spend more attention or energy on the one, you have to sacrifice the other. Instead, if you see it as how channeling more resources and energy into one, how that allows you to become more efficient in your another pursuit, or if let's say someone have multiple pursuits, yeah, then and how all these are aligned with each other, then that's actually where continuous and sustainable progress becomes possible. The key here is to to realize that skills is not the full picture. Yeah. I'm not saying that skills are totally not important. You definitely need the basics. It is just that past a certain point, okay, when you are progressing further, you went past certain beginners phases. Some of you might even went past the intermediate phase, went to the advanced phase, and then you find yourself getting diminishing return. It's like you put in a lot more effort, but then whatever additional results you get is like very little. And it's very tempting, especially for high achievers. It is very tempting to see that, oh, there is a need to put in more effort, to work harder. Because if let's say you started off working really hard, you manage to reach where you are, and then you start to plateau. So logically, you should work even harder, right? It's very tempting to see that. Okay? But the truth is, the truth is, instead of working harder, see it as trying to align yourself more deeply. And uh, 2 steps that will help you with that. The first step will be to set yourself up for continuous progress. And the second step is to stay on the path of continuous progress. And this is something that can hit a little bit hard, especially for high achievers. Or maybe you used to be a high achiever, but no longer. Maybe because you are frustrated, you reach certain point whereby you find it very hard to plateau. It might be easier to just regress a little bit and then maintain whatever current results that you have, and just stick to that and be content with what you have. But the truth is, there is a there is a need to see and to also accept that you do not yet fully understand yourself or others. As human beings, okay, there's only so much we know. Despite the advances in technology, despite the advances in our knowledge, how much, despite us now knowing more than our ancestors used to, but the truth is there's still a lot of things that human beings do not know. Okay, at least not yet. So the truth is, as people know more, people will realize that there are more that they do not know. And similarly, uh, for your progress, for your growth journey, okay, uh, this realizing that you do not fully understand yourself or others, it does not disappear, it actually deepens. So every time you progress, there should be new layers to align. And that's where you actually see how you can go deeper into yourself. And I know that the two-step framework that I mentioned, first step being to set yourself up for continuous progress. And the second step to stay on the path of continuous progress. Okay, sounds it sounds a bit vague, okay, but break those two steps down more clearly in my article linked below. And if you want to start applying some of these ideas more practically, you can also access the Omnibest Nuggets Silver membership portal. Access is currently free for the very first month. And now let me just show you the article, how it looks like. I'm going to share screen with you. Yeah, so this is how it looks like. Yeah. I will of course paste the link around this video. Yep. Peace.